Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This won't be as nearly as long as the other video, but it's just an update on the actual Vegas smoke shop owner that stabbed a masked robber, and kind of see what's going on afterwards. So we'll get the full picture of what actually happened because I don't think I necessarily did a report on this one, and there seems to be more information coming out. So you'll get to see kind of both of the stuff coming out. So let's get straight to it. The actual article. Vegas smoke shop owner recounts how masked robber he stabbed paid for his life. When a masked bandit stormed in his Las Vegas smoke shop, all Johnny Nguyen had to defend himself was his pocket knife and a belly full of being a victim. It turned out to be enough. Nguyen, who fended off the August 3 robbery in a heroic moment, seen on viral surveillance video, told the Daily Wire in an exclusive interview what happened after he took down one of the thieves. The suspect had leaped over the counter and was coming at Nugent when the shopkeeper fought back, stabbing him at least 7 times with a pocket knife. "This wasn't my idea. Please don't let me die," Nugent recounted the suspect, saying as he called 911. While Nguyen called for an ambulance, the thief, who claimed to be 17, called his mother. He told his mom he was dying and that he robbed a store, Nguyen recalled. According to Nguyen, the incident began when two masked males walked into Nguyen's smoke shop, smoke shop, and a third suspect held the door open from outside. Nguyen, a Vietnamese American originally from Florida, said his heart was racing despite his calm demeanor seen in the footage. In the 10 months he's been in business, the store has already been robbed twice. "I assume they've had a firearm," Nguyen told the Daily Wire, noting one of the suspects had a partially unzipped backpack in front of his torso. "Why are you guys wearing masks like that?" Nguyen can be heard asking them on the video before pleading with them to just leave. In the video, one bandit can be seen taking the tip jar, grabbing other items, and fleeing, but the other one leaps and jumps over the glass case toward Nguyen, who grabs the knife and defends himself. I'm dead," the suspect can be heard shouting as he falls to the floor. Angelica Nielsen, who works at a nearby restaurant, saw and recorded some of the aftermath. "I just saw 2 guys running for their lives from our shop window," Nielsen told the Daily Wire. The suspects fled down an alley before police and ambulance arrived. Video she recorded outside Nguyen's smoke shop shows the robbery suspect on a gunnery being wheeled into an ambulance. Nielsen said Nguyen has earned the respect of area merchants since taking over the smoke shop less than a year ago. "He came over to introduce himself and asked to use our microwave," she recalled of their first meeting. "He was so sweet." Las Vegas Metropolitan Police arrested 2 individuals, including the suspect who is expected to recover. It is not known yet if Nguyen could face charges himself, but Nielsen has set up a GoFundMe campaign for any potential legal fees Nguyen could incur. Meanwhile, Nguyen said he has bought a gun. He said he worries that public publicity around the video could make him a target, even though he has actually seen a slight uptick in business. But he ultimately stood by his decision to release the surveillance video. Maybe the video might prevent other stores from getting robbed because robbers will think this one will fight back. His advice to other small business people: don't give people a chance to harm you or your store. Nguyen was back behind the counter the next day and says the community has been supportive, but he says his parents back in Miami are worried. "They told me I should sell the shop, go apply for med school, and become a doctor." Now he chuckled. Very Asian. Oh, there you have it. So we have a little more information about exactly what's going on here and all that good stuff and kind of what's been going on. I can't really show you the video because it's actually quite, I would say, graphic in terms of, or too graphic for YouTube, so I won't show this video. However, I will kind of explain and show exactly what a lawyer called Nick Rekieta has from this specific, talking point. Now, I kind of see where everybody's coming from in terms of where, yes, this man defended himself, and rightfully he should have. And a lot of these DAs are actively coming out and trying to attack things and stuff like that, or not really attack, but not put people behind bars and stuff like that, and all of it. So what we have here from Nick Rekieta, which we have from here, is that Nick Rekieta kind of explains exactly kind of what happens and what goes on in particular or doesn't really explain anything. He kind of goes over the fact that the unpopular opinion, and he takes it from a lawyer's perspective rather than a person just looking outside, not thinking of a lawyer's perspective at all. So he kind of goes into it and kind of explain to it and kind of break down some of the stuff. I mean, he may be saying, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not really going to exactly break down in terms of the legal sense, but kind of break down exactly kind of like where he kind of come from, and kind of it does make sense when he does explain it. So Nick Rekieta goes on to say, a possible unpopular opinion. This could very well be a murder. And he goes on to explain exactly why. Importantly, this is a question of legal use of deadly force, not whether or not the store owner should be justified. So, so again, that's where he goes from here. Now, there's some people that he had a pretty much we would say from this guy here, and Nick explains kind of exactly what really goes down and what happened, etc. So I know some of you won't be able to see this from full, so I'll try to put this up, blow this up, so everybody can see everything. So don't worry, I'll put that there. It will also go through a few things, and kind of see what he says on the sides here. So he goes on to the guys that messaged Nick Rekieta pretty much said, or Rekieta Law must be easy to pontificate from a room on YouTube. Guess you've never faced real world violence in your life. Well, you see how you react when you do. Once you mask up and violently come up at a shop owner to rob and potentially harm, the owner can use any force he feels like to defend himself in his shop. And Nick Rekieta says, bro, read the tweets. There's a big difference between the legal reality and what maybe should be. Must be easy to not read all the tweets and get mad on the internet. Unfortunately, there isn't a presentation of deadly force before the store owner stabs him, which is a normal legal requirement for justification. And goes on to say, fuck you, I've stared down the barrel of a loaded gun. Back off with your internet tough guy bullshit. Yeah, exactly. So I'll kind of iterate on this. This is the type of thing that people will say to try to back up their claims, like, oh, you have never had a world experience, or you never experienced this, etc., etc. It's like, okay, listen, we all have opinions and we all have things that we can say regardless whether we experienced it or not. However, I have not been in face of actual legitimate danger. However, I would know, depending on the situation, even if people are like in the dark, or you could even take like some things that happen wrong in your life that you experience some type of fear or whatever. Now take whatever you experience in your life that has been either been in the dark and you can't see where you're going, or if you're taking experience to where if being in a car accident or whatever, and etc. And now take that and put it into your hands or put it into a scenario to where somebody's actually chasing you or coming after you. Yes, then dial that up, and then you can understand where that person will be coming from. So that being said, we all know kind of the issues that would happen specifically to the people that would be experiencing getting attacked. So we all will understand or get an idea of what it would be like if that actually coming and happening to us. You don't have to truly experience to know that like killing is bad, or sexual assault is bad, or on how bad it is. You can just ratify that it is terrible, and it's even worse for that person to choose. But this person is an idiot, and I have had people come up and tell me, oh, you haven't had real world experience, so you're not allowed to say anything. Great. That's very, very authoritative of you, by the way. Typical, a lot of very far left thinking. Yeah. So, your opinions don't matter because you didn't experience it. Great. I love these people. They are exactly what's wrong with this country in terms of trying to think that way because, oh, well, you didn't experience this, so your opinions are nothing that matters. Yeah, good job. So, and then this person over here, Goes on to say, hoping a physical barrier does pose the question of a threat in this context, in my opinion. However, that's going to likely be a jury to decide. And then Nick Rekieta goes out, yeah, it's always a tough call, and the job of his defense attorney is to put his reasonable fear of death or serious injury into the minds of the jury. So, that is pretty much what Nick Rekieta has said, and I would kind of agree in a sense of, after watching some of this stuff and kind of undergauging, again, I'm not a lawyer, but coming from a legal standpoint and kind of seeing from the outside in, I can kind of see exactly what's going on here. Because if you think about it, and what Nick says, yeah, from a legal standpoint, he wasn't really under any kind of actual legitimate threat. Like, essentially, the law wants people to attack you in order to have like self-defense justification. The guy just jumped over the counter and essentially was stealing stuff and taking stuff, whatever. But again, from the person's point of view, in that type of moment, the back of the lawyer would probably say, well, he in his thought presence of mind, he did not know what he had with him. So there's a lot of things that come on there. We have to see what the jury comes out with this situation. I don't think this guy is guilty of killing anyone or at all or murder, because I think he rightfully defended himself. But again, the law may say otherwise, which is kind of what's the sickening point here. But guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.